Fox Sports.
We are Baltimore. We are Minnesota.
Last night, Curtis Granderson found himself in the record books as the first Twins opponent ever to hit not one, but two extra inning home runs in the same game. The second came off Ryan O'Rourke, and he did it in walk-off fashion. Today, inside Citi Field, the Twins will try to forget last night's 3-2 loss to the Mets and avoid the sweep in their final interleague game of the season. Kyle Gibson looks to build off his 8-inning win against the Tigers on Tuesday, while the Mets will send Gabriel Ynoa to the mound for the first major league start of his career. Welcome to Citi Field, everyone. I'm Audra Martin. After two perfect days for baseball here in New York, today it's a gloomy day at the ballpark, much like the mood we saw in the Twins clubhouse following the 12-inning loss last night. Now, while the outcome wasn't what this team was hoping for, the silver lining was the young guys on this roster, the ones who kept this team in the game as long as they did. Eddie Rosario's fourth-inning home run was really the only offense from either team, setting up the Twins for a 1-0 win until the Mets got even in the 8th. Now, Eddie Rosario would have to leave the game after injuring his hand diving into first. There was another long ball, of course. This one was from Byron Buxton. He gave the Twins hope again in the 11th, and that was his 6th home run this month. Only two other hitters have more in September. And despite the Mets' best efforts at the plate, the young arms of Taylor Rogers, JT Chargois, and Alex Wimmers struck out 6 of the 8 batters they faced while not giving up a single hit to keep this Twins team alive late into extra innings. Now, Twins used 8 pitchers last night. They hope to avoid having to do the same today, but that's going to require another strong start from Kyle Gibson. Dick Raymer and Bert Blyleven will break down his game plan when we come back to Fox Sports North.
Fox Sports North is presented by Menards. Save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs. By Ram. Get power you can depend on at Ram Power Days. And by Sanford Orthopedics and Sports Medicine for the everyday competitor in all of us. One more time in New York. Final game of the series between the Twins and the Mets. The Twins hoping to head home for their final homestand with a win here against the Mets. And we welcome you to Citi Field. Dick Kramer, Bert Blyleven with you for the most part. Twins have pitched pretty well on this road trip. There's really only been one game that's kind of gotten away from them in the pitching department. And the highlight of the road trip, pitching-wise, was Kyle Gibson's 8 innings against Detroit.
Yeah, that coming against the Tigers. You know, Kyle Gibson in that outing, he gave up a run in the first inning, but he got a big double play to end the first inning off the bat of Victor Martinez, and that seemed to settle him down a little bit. Twins got him some run support. Gibson, for the 3rd time this season, went 8 innings or more, so a good outing, and Gibson's made 1 start against the Mets in his career, and he'd like to get a win against the Mets here this afternoon.
And Gibson getting ready for his start against the Mets here this afternoon. Talked about his last start and what the keys were for him in a victory.
You know, Murph and I had a good plan, and I executed that a little bit better. But you know, defense made a couple big plays for me as well, and you know, helped me get out of a couple jams. So, but I mean, at the end of the day, it comes down to execution, and I got to have the ability to and actually doing it, and then, you know, execute that pitch. And it's just so much harder for a hitter to square up a ball when you execute it in the lower part of the zone, or even if you're elevating the ball. But when you leave it middle and elevated, you know, normally those balls get hit pretty hard.
Runs have come at a premium in this series for both teams. We'll see if we've got another pitcher's duel or whether the home run ball will dominate play once again this afternoon. Cloudy day here in New York. threat of rain later this afternoon, but we certainly hope we'll have uninterrupted baseball. We were talking about, the Twins, and how they've actually pitched pretty well on this road trip. Bert, you look at the scores: Detroit winning 4-2, Twins winning 8-1, Tigers winning 9-6, and a bad start by Tyler Duffy, and then 5-1, 3-0, 3-2. So there is always, I guess, some silver lining even in defeat. And Paul Molitor's worn an awful lot of losses this year, and he'll send out this Menard batting order, hoping to end this road trip with a win. Brian Dozier, Logan Schaefer, Jorge Polanco, Kenny Vargas, Robbie Grossman, Byron Buxton moving up to 6th. Then James Beresford, John Ryan Murphy, and Kyle Gibson.
And on the mound this afternoon, it'll be 23-year-old Gabriel Ynoa making his major league start. Now, he did come up earlier for the Mets, made some relief appearances, a total of 6. Picked up a win in his first appearance with the Mets. But this is his first major league start, a young man in the minor leagues. He was 12-5 in Las Vegas with an ERA at 3.97 in 25 starts.
And the Mets have changed their lineup quite a bit here today. Counting the pitchers, 7 different players from last night's starting lineup. Cespedes is in there. De Aza in center. Conforto in right. Defense brought to you by Northland Ford. Kelly Johnson, Matt Reynolds, T.J. Rivera, repeat starter from last night's game. Lucas Duda just activated yesterday in the starting lineup. And Travis d'Arnaud doing the catching.
Scouting report on Ynoa. Basically sinking fastball, good slider, and a changeup.
Has not started at any level since the end of August, so the Mets aren't sure exactly how long he'll be able to go. Obviously, bullpens have been used extensively in this series with the extra inning game last night. Here is Brian Dozier to get things started. First pitch, chopped left side. Easy play for Johnson. 1 pitch, 1 out. And that'll bring up Logan Schaefer.
Well, players today have the opportunity to look at some type of film on Ynoa, but Brian Dozier didn't want to see a pitch. He went up there swinging right off the get-go. And, usually that leadoff hitter will take 3 or 4 pitches, work deep, but that's not Brian, though. We've seen Brian. He likes to swing that bat, and it's been successful for him.
Logan Schaefer getting the start in right field in place of Max Kepler, and he takes strike 1. And outside 1-1. This was a game that was supposed to be started by Jacob deGrom, but the Mets found out on Friday that he has ongoing elbow issues and is going to require surgery that will end his season. Popped up behind third. Cespedes over near the stands and makes the catch. Reached into the seating area perhaps to make the catch for out number 2.
That ball hit high enough. It allowed Cespedes to get over there and make a good catch. So that little railing that goes up right behind the tarp right there. See, actually got into the fans and ended up catching it before that young boy could. You see the look on his face. Oh my goodness, I almost caught one.
2 down, and here's Polanco. Polanco hitting third again. You look at this lineup today. Of course, Dozier's been with the team all year long. Schaefer didn't start the year in the organization. Polanco most of the year in Rochester. Vargas most of the year in Rochester. Grossman started this season in the Cleveland Indian organization. Beresford most of the year at Rochester. Murphy most of the year at Rochester. And it's not by design. I mean, with all the injuries, with Rosario injuring himself last night, this is about as representative a lineup as the Twins manager can put out there right now. Mauer out. Kepler's played every day and needs a day from time to time.
Yeah, Polanco's really done a good job. 4 different stints this year. Finally came up in late July when the Twins traded Eduardo Nunez to the Giants. Getting an opportunity to play, making the most out of it. Hitting well from both sides of the plate. Average at 293.
And a strike fills the count. Vargas on deck.
Most of his at-bats as a left-handed hitter.
It's been an overwhelmingly bad year for the Twins. No one's going to dispute that. But within the season, the emergence of Polanco, unsure of what he would do with extended playing time up here. And fact of the matter is, he's probably been the Twins' most consistent hitter since he was called up and put in the lineup. Talked about it last night. Doesn't seem to have many 0 for 8s or 0 for 12s. Off the end of the bat foul.
He really's done a pretty good job of making contact. 32 strikeouts in almost 200 at-bats. He's drawn 14 walks.
And how would you assess his play at short?
I think he's been very steady. He's made the routine play. The arm strength, I think, needs to get a little bit better, but it's a called third strike right there for the third out.
Ramon DeJesus said it caught the corner, and the Twins go down 1-2-3. Following the Twins, a sign of a good team playing its best baseball in the last 2 months of the season. Terry Collins' team did it last year, and they're doing it again this year. They are surging at the right time. Here's the Menards lineup, and as we mentioned, 7 different starters from last night's game. Diaza in there at center field in the leadoff spot. T.J. Rivera, Yoenis Cespedes, Michael Conforto, Kelly Johnson, Travis d'Arnaud, Lucas Duda, Matt Reynolds, and Gabriel Ynoa.
And Kyle Gibson, 28 years old, making his 23rd start, his second career start against the Mets. He last faced the Mets in 2013 in Minnesota. And he's pitched outstanding on the road. We talked about it in the pregame. His last 8 road outings starts, 5-0.
Including a complete game win the last time he made a start against a National League team in a National League ballpark. That was in Atlanta. Diaza, veteran left-handed hitter, getting the start this afternoon. Swing and a miss. 1-1.
Yeah, Diaza in his first season with the Mets, 9th season overall. He's been with 6 different major league teams, from the Marlins to the White Sox, Orioles, Red Sox, Giants, now here in New York.
At the knees, bluffing a bunt, 1-2.
Yeah, last year alone, he started with the Orioles, ended up with the Red Sox, and then traded later in the season to the Giants. When Kyle is on, he'll get a lot of ground ball outs.
Breaking ball, check swing, 2-2. And we saw what happened last night. Just 1 inning, but Brandon Kinsler had his roughest outing as a Twin. He's kind of the same type of pitcher. Sinker ball pitcher, keeps it down around the knees, but if you elevate it at all, hitters can jump on it. And that's what happened to Kinsler last night. And now 3-2. Gibson is one of those guys that sometimes has difficulty in the initial inning.
Well, he gave up a run in his last start. I mentioned got the double play off the bat of Victor Martinez to end the first, and then he pitched 7 shutout innings after that as the Twins won that game against the Tigers 8-1. And there's a walk.
The same pitch Ynoa used to strike out Polanco, but instead it misses, and it's a leadoff walk. Twins out of the field, brought to you by Northland Ford. Robbie Grossman in left, Byron Buxton in center, Logan Schaefer in right, Beresford, Polanco, Dozier, and Vargas the infielders, and John Ryan Murphy behind the plate.
I guess we should just get it out. We don't know what you're going to get out of Kyle Gibson. It's either really good or really bad, and there hasn't been that much in between. And that's what impressed me about his last start, because he's given up 20 runs in the first inning in his first 22 starts, but he worked out of it, got the double play ball even though the Tigers put a run on the board, and then he pitched well after that.
Missing inside. The hope was, of course, that Gibson would continue the graph line towards improvement in his 4th year, 3 full years in the big leagues. The improvement from 2014 to 2015, and it just hasn't happened for Gibson in 2016. Driven foul, and it's 1-1.
Well, TJ Rivera getting a look here in New York, and he's really responded well. He basically spent most of the season down in Las Vegas, a AAA affiliate for the Mets. He hit .353 down there in 105 ball games, but again, that's that Pacific Coast League, right, where it's a hitter's league. But over his 6 minor league seasons with the Mets, a .324 hitter. Picked up 3 hits in last night's ball game.
You never played in the Pacific Coast League, but did you ever go see any games?
No, I did not. No.
1-1.
Bandboxes, I guess, or the ball just flies.
Well, after the work stoppage in 1994, the broadcast outlet at the time sent us out to do some Twins AAA broadcasts because there were no major league games to broadcast. So we went to Salt Lake City, the AAA team managed by Scotty Elger. And then we went to Albuquerque for a weekend series as well. There's a ball grounded toward the hole, and that'll bleed through. So first and second, nobody out. Ground ball, just what Gibson wanted, but it found a seam in the infield defense.
Well, when you went to Salt Lake City and Albuquerque, the balls, I mean,
oh my goodness,
it's all hitting, right?
I actually saw Ron Coomer play for the Albuquerque Dukes before he ever became a Twin. And they had a big slugger by the name of Billy Ashley, who just tore up the minor leagues.
He played with Mike Piazza.
Right.
Yep.
And he hit one out to center field. I've never seen a ball carry so far, other than a golf ball, in my life.
I faced Billy Ashley in 1992 when I was rehabbing my elbow. My shoulder surgery. And yeah, he and Mike Piazza together, boy, they were strong.
So
that was in San Antonio.
That was my exposure to the PCL, and it is very much a hitter's league. Here is Cespedes, 2 on and nobody out. And it hit him. And they're loaded up now for Michael Conforto. Well, you need to pitch Cespedes inside. Keith Hernandez, the analyst for the Mets broadcast, came in here before the game, and that's a necessary pitch. You don't want to hit him, but you've got to move him off the plate. Cespedes hit a breaking ball from Ryan Presley last night that was 8 inches outside, and got the game tying hit.
Yeah, that ball just ran in a little bit too far. So Kyle Gibson in trouble here in the first inning. Nobody out and bases loaded.
Michael Conforto, the batter. Twins will play the infield back. They'll give up a run in the hopes of turning a double play. And a nice scoop by Murphy. Ball 1. And Gibson trying to wriggle his way out of this first inning mess, most of which he created himself. Leadoff walk and a hit batter. A ground ball single that filled the bases. Fastball low.
Yeah, Conforto just 23 years old. His second season with the Mets. While he was down in AAA in Vegas most of his time here, but 33 games he hit .422, 54 for 128 with 9 home runs.
There's the outside corner. 2-1.
Gibson making his second career start. See a ball off the plate, but called a strike.
Not even you claim the seams hit the strike zone
no,
with
I
that
did
one.
not. That was a gift.
2-1. Lob to left center field, down for a hit. 1 run will score. Here comes the second runner. The throw not cut off, and Murphy nearly got the tag on it. He somehow scooped it and nearly put the tag on Rivera, but it's 2-0.
Well, Conforto picking up RBI number 35 and 36, and the Mets take an early 2-0 lead. So just like that, Kyle Gibson running into trouble again in the first inning. Sinker down and away. Good hitting by Conforto, taking it the other way. Buxton's strong throw. Now watch Murphy right here get that little short hop and almost tags the back of Rivera.
And the Twins are looking at it. Now they say let's play on. All right, 2-0. First and second, still nobody out. And the way the Twins offense has struggled as of late, Gibson really needs to make some good pitches here to keep the damage to a minimum. Down and away, ball 1. Kelly Johnson, the batter.
Johnson coming over from the Braves earlier this year, back on June 8th in a trade.
He's got a short start here Friday from Jose Barrios. He got through 4 innings, but his short start going to set the tone for this series. Now Gibson really struggling even to get an out in the first inning.
Kyle making his second career start against the Mets. The last one he was back in Minnesota back on August 19th of 2013. And he didn't pitch very well in that ball game. 3 2/3 innings, gave up 10 hits and 4 runs in a 6-1 loss to the Mets.
Now a strike, 3-1. 18 pitches. This is the 5th plate appearance and still nobody out.
Kelly Johnson, a veteran, 34 years old. Came up first to the big leagues with the Braves back in 2005.
Oh, foul over by the photographer section. Kind of a nice thing they do here at Citi Field. They've got a protective wall extending from the dugout through the camera well down there. It looked like that was going to smoke one of the photographers. How about this in the first
Sad
inning?
to say, some early action in the Twins bullpen. Elber's getting up.
Chip shot over the tarp and out of play.
Yeah, Gibson's shortest start of the year, late April in Washington against the Nationals. He worked 3 innings, gave up 7 runs in an 8-4 loss to the Nationals. Need something good to happen right here. Maybe a ground ball, turn a double play. 20 double plays turned behind Gibson this year.
And they're loaded up.
Boy. Second walk of the inning.
And a hit batter. and 2 hits. And here comes Neil Allen. Today's Toyota Key stat, Gibson's been good on the road up until today's start.
Yeah, his last 8 starts, of course, you know, his last start, 8 innings against the Tigers. Start before that, the complete game against the Atlanta Braves. But all in all, this is a poor start. He's had very good run support really throughout the season.
Thing that's hurt Kyle, and has already hurt him here today. The walks seem to be a quick trip to the mound by Neil Allen, and this game in danger of being decided here in the very first inning. The batter will be Travis d'Arnaud. They're loaded up, nobody out. Twins are going to bring the infield partway in here, it looks like, to try to come home and get a force play there. d'Arnaud doing the catching here this afternoon. Well, the infield back at standard double play depth.
Yeah, d'Arnaud caught here on Friday night, went 0 for 4 with a strikeout.
Breaking ball over, strike 1.
d'Arnaud, 27 years old, his 4th season with the Mets. Former #1 pick by the Phillies back in 2007.
Line to Dozier, double play. Something good happened. The hardest hit ball of the inning turns into 2 outs.
Well, Brian shading d'Arnaud up the middle. He hits it square, but right to Brian Dozier.
And now Lucas Duda.
And Conforta got caught, taken off right there. Brian tagging the bag with his foot and turning to double play.
Duda on the disabled list from late May till yesterday with lower back stress fracture. And the Mets are hoping that he can provide a bit of a spark. First at bat in nearly 4 months. And Gibson at the knee, strike 1.
Yeah, Duda, veteran, 7 seasons with the Mets. Came up with the Mets first back in 2010. 108 home runs in his career as a Met.
And now 1-1. If Gibson can get Duda and get out of this inning just behind 2-0, that would be a moral and an immoral victory. Twins would still be in the game. 1-1. Dribbled, fielded by Beresford. Plenty of time to make the play. Now Gibson with a couple of walks and a hit batter paid the price, but he gave up just 2 in the first. in the first inning, scoring a couple of runs and a quick start for the Mets. And the Twins will continue their first look against Gabriel Ynoa, who's now been staked to a 2-0 lead. Kenny Vargas, Robbie Grossman, Byron Buxton will hit for the Twins here in the second. Vargas's first start, made a couple of pinch hitting appearances. Vargas has done enough to, I think, re-enter the discussion for 2017 as to what the Twins DH first base combo platter will look like. You've got Mauer there, you've got Park. The Twins are still hoping to recover from injury and have a better second year in the Twins organization. Swing and a miss, and it's 0-2.
Good slider right there by Ynoa. Yeah, I mean, this is a big man right here. He can generate some power.
You know, he's kind of teased the Twins coming from out of nowhere. He's had just over 100 at bats, but he's one of those guys you imagine what the numbers would look like after 500 at bats. Understanding that there are limits to what he can bring. He doesn't run well at all. He's okay defensively, but in just over 100 at bats, 7 home runs, 15 runs batted in, you multiply that times 5 and you've got some pretty good numbers. Just off the corner, very, very close pitch, and it's a full count. He's going to strike out a lot, more than a third of the time. He's drawn 21 walks.
Ynoa trying that backdoor breaking ball and just missing.
And he takes a walk. Vargas aboard with his speed.
Kind of a cardinal sin right there. Your team just gives you 2 runs and you go out and walk that first batter.
Didn't work out too well for Gibson in the bottom of the first, walking the leadoff man. We'll see what the Twins can do with the gift. Grossman, the batter. Grossman's splits continue to spread far apart, hitting .374 from the right side of the plate, and a little over 200 from this side. But the Twins are going to wait until tomorrow. The initial x-rays on Eddie Rosario didn't show a break, but there's a lot of swelling in the area. It's his left thumb, the injured area. Twins will give a more thorough exam when we get back home during the off day tomorrow. Up high, 1-1. With the potential, I would guess, that Rosario's not going to be able to play for a while, if at all, again this year. So another opportunity for Grossman to get some at-bats and some innings in left field.
Yeah, as far as his power, he has 10 home runs, 5 from both sides of the plate. Ynoa down in AAA. 112 ball games. He lost 5 in 25 starts. Did allow 15 home runs in 154 innings pitched.
And a liner to center. Grossman with a base hit. Vargas will go to second. Well, the Twins starting something here in the second inning. A walk and a base hit, and now Buxton. Buxton typically has hit 9th in the lineup. We'll take a look at Grossman's solid single to center.
Sinker away, 2-seamer left up, about thigh high, knee high, and Grossman taking right back up the middle.
Buxton, perhaps as soon as Tuesday night, will be hitting 9th in an American League ball game. Of course, there's no DH here, so Buxton hit 8th on Friday night. Last night hit 7th, 6th today. And I asked Paul Molitor whether there's anything to be read into that regarding Buxton's improvement at the plate. And he said, no, not really. Paul a little bit hamstrung here with some injured players. Mauer still not 100%. Rosario now out. And Buxton moving up almost by default with Sano back home in the Twin Cities. And of course, Plouffe not playing.
Yeah, Buxton gave the Twins the 2-1 lead last night with his 7th home run, that in the 11th inning. But then Granderson tied it in the bottom of the inning with his first of 2 home runs.
Turned around a 96-mile-per-hour fastball that was up and in and hit it a long ways. 1-1. And now inside 2-1.
I think if you're a Twins fan and you've been following Byron Buxton, you have to be happy at what we have seen in the month of September for this young man. He's hit 6 home runs,
100 strikeouts and 254 at bats.
Counts in his favor here.
Walloped, foul. 2-2. I mean, look where this pitch was, remembering that it was 96 miles per hour.
There's a high fastball, and Buxton turned on it and hit it off the railing of the 3rd deck here at Citi Field. It was a blast.
And it looked for all the world as if that was going to be a game winner, but then Brandon Kintzler had a tough time. 2-2. Right off the end of the bat. Paul Molitor was saying, one of the things that made it frustrating, there haven't been as many games as anyone would like with the Twins to set things up for the more experienced relievers like Presley and Kintzler, and the Twins had those opportunities in the game last night, and both Presley and Kintzler gave up a run. And then O'Rourke, of course. 2-2. So the miss, got it, 1 down.
Noah picking up his 2nd strikeout. Twins 0 for 8 so far in this series with runners in scoring position. A 2-seamer had some movement inner half of the plate. Buxton swinging over the top.
Now James Beresford getting another start. His parents came with him through Detroit and here to New York.
I talked to him last night. They are flying home today. So I don't know if they're at this game or not.
A little bit more of an ordeal for them.
Yes.
Well, we're flying home today too. We'll be in the air for an hour and a half or whatever it's going to be, 2 hours. All the way back to Australia.
So does that mean they get back on Tuesday? It's Sunday here.
I think it depends whether they fly east or west.
Well, Beresford in his 4th major league game.
Two 2-0. Twins trying to get something out of this.
Understand they are here. They're leaving in about the 5th inning. Roger reported. Very nice.
Beresford can send him home happy.
Oh, they'll
That'll
be happy.
Help.
They'll
Base
be
hit to
happy.
left, and Vargas will be left at 3rd base. But a base hit, and the bases are loaded now for John Ryan Murphy.
And Beresford picking up his 3rd major league hit in 9 at bats. So right off the end of the bat, but softly hit in the left field.
Makes him now 2 ahead of Jose Barrios. Got his 1st major league hit here on Friday. And now a big at bat for Murphy, and he has looked like a completely different hitter since his recall in early September. He's 5 for 16 since being called up from Rochester. He was sent there having gone 3 for 40. And of course he's got the home run, and this is an awfully big at bat here. Twins would like to get at least 1 back.
Yeah, pitcher Kyle Gibson on deck, so this is a big at bat right here. Murphy, he struggled down in AAA Rochester, but over the final couple weeks in Rochester, he's starting to swing the bat a lot better. He's kind of taking that up here.
Even if it's an out, the Twins need a productive out here. They need to get Vargas in from 3rd base. Of course, with Vargas at 3rd base, the fly ball needs to be just a little bit deeper to get him in if it is in fact a sacrifice fly. One and one.
A slider right there. Murphy a little upset at himself that he didn't swing all the way through that pitch. I'm sure on a pitch count, but his last outing came in Washington, a relief outing. He threw 44 pitches. In his last start in AAA on August 27th, he threw 107 pitches. in 8 shutout innings.
Off the end of the bat, now 1-2.
Another slider.
56 at bats for Murphy, 11 strikeouts, and he needs to bear down here and try to make some solid contact.
Murphy, of course, coming over from the Yankees, so he knows all the ins and outs of New York. 3 seasons with the Yankees.
Darno scoops it out of the dirt, 2-2. And one of those rare cases for 8th place hitter where they've got to pitch to him. No bases open. Murphy should get a strike here, one would think. Two and two. Three and two. And remembering this inning started with a walk to Vargas.
Third full count for Ynoa already in the ballgame, facing his 8th batter.
Murphy drives it to right field. Conforto makes the catch. Vargas will score, and on to third is Grossman, and a nice job by Murphy putting the ball in play deep enough to score Vargas on a fly ball.
Yeah, Murphy driving in his 3rd run of the ball game. Vargas tagging up, also Grossman tagging up at 2nd and moving to 3rd.
And now Gibson with the tying run at 3rd. This is not a bunting situation. When Gibson pitched against the Braves in August, the first 4 times he came to the plate, remember he pitched a complete game, he was in a bunting situation and failed all 4 times. He ended up striking out all 4 times. When he's been asked to hit, as he was last year and the year before, he's gone 2 for 9.
He's got a couple major league hits. Like to pick up his first RBI if he can.
First pitch fouled back. Grossman can take a big lead. Johnson is well off the bag at 3rd. Strike 2 called.
I don't really know why Gibson's looking down at Gene Glenn.
You just might want to know if Beresford's going to take off here, but I don't think he is. On the ground to Reynolds. And that takes care of it. Ynoa helps the Twins out a bit. They get a run back. It's 2-1.
I talked to Kyle Gibson earlier this week about the inconsistencies he's been dealing with this season. And he said one thing that he noticed that's different from last year to this year is that in previous years, he's been able to read in himself if he's got his stuff early on in a game or if it's going to be one of those games where he's going to have to battle. This year, guys, he says it's actually the opposite. He said there's been some games where he feels really good early on and he ends up having one of those really ugly big innings. And then there's been some games where he's felt like he's had to push and battle a little early on, and it ends up being one of the better games that he's pitched. Now, he had a conversation with Paul Molitor to kind of clear his head and get a hitter's perspective, and Molitor told him to just stop overthinking it, trust himself, and trust what he can do on the mound. But, guys, if he can't get out of this, I did ask Paul Molitor who would be available today from the bullpen since they had a long night last night. He said the only guy probably not going to see today would be Michael Tonkin. Guys.
All right, thank you, Andra. First pitch fastball and a strike to Matt Reynolds. Breaking ball gets a swing.
Yeah, sometimes you can overthink the game, and I think Kyle is a thinker. You know, he's trying to worry too much rather than just trusting his stuff. Keep the ball down. Again, when he's on, he'll get ground ball outs, fastball, sinker, slider, changeup. Those are his 3-4 pitches. 2 off the fastball.
Breaking ball in the dirt.
Just let it fly.
So I'm trying to ask this of you delicately. Was then one of the keys to your success that you didn't think too much?
No, heck no. I didn't want to hurt myself. I had a headache. Strikeout right there. Gibson gets his first strikeout. Good slider down and away.
I didn't want that question to come off sounding coarse
I'd
or
be more
rude.
than happy to Hey, you know what? Catcher puts down a sign. Gosh darn it, throw it.
Well,
and that's a good slider right there. Good movement.
But we've seen Gibson do a lot of that, shaking off pitches, like he's already got something predetermined in his mind. And I don't know how much of that you did in your career, shake off a catcher.
Well, I more later on, you know, early on when George Metterwall or Phil Roof caught me, I pretty much went with them because they knew the hitters better than I did. And then as you get older, then you could kind of say, okay, well, I've got a better breaking ball today than, you know, than maybe the fastball, and you go to that or an off-speed pitch.
1-1. Now, you told me the other day you talked to George Mitterwald.
Yeah, I did.
What's he up to? Where's he at?
He's in Orlando, Florida. He's doing well. His wife Susan is a little bit on the ill side, and Georgie sounded pretty good. He was actually calling about Rod Carew. He lost his number, and he wanted to give Rod a call and give Rod his best.
2-1 now to Anoa. Driven to right. And Schaefer's there for the catch.
Noah hitting the ball sharply, but right at Schaefer in right field.
And now Alejandro Diaz drew a leadoff walk, scored one of the 2 first inning runs for the Mets. Gibson hoping to rebound after a rough start and hoping to get his pitch count back under control.
Yeah, 26 pitches in that first inning. So you need a couple quick innings here to get deep into the ball game.
Strike one.
Yaza, 32 years old, from the Dominican Republic, originally signed by the Dodgers back in 2001. Came up with the Mariners in 2007.
Dozier picks it off, goes into a slide, throws him out.
There's a quick inning.
And Gibson enjoys a 1-2-3 second inning. Ball on Fox Sports North is presented by CenturyLink. Switch to CenturyLink Prism TV for an advanced TV experience. Learn more at cprismtv.com. And by Bank of America. Life's better when we're connected. 2-1 ball game here, and the Twins will hit now in the third inning, starting with Brian Dozier. He hit a ground ball to third on the first pitch of the game from Gabriel Ynoa. Sun trying to break through here at Citi Field. And a strike. Dozier, Schaefer, and Polanco in the third.
Hey, Noah had a long second inning, 27 pitches, total of 40 pitches right now thrown in the ball game.
Up and in.
There you go. Go Dozier. And you were hereby circled.
Up and in again. 2-1.
There we go. There you go, young lady. You are hereby circled. Very nice. See, you can put it on your face, and you can also use it as a fan, since they are fans.
On the outside corner, 2-2. By his standards, which have been set awfully high for a couple of months, this has been a really quiet series for Dozier so far. A couple of infield hits, and that's been it. And ball third strike.
Right.
Dozier doesn't like it.
Yeah, high slider right there, looked like, and Ynoa picking up his third strikeout. His second called third strike. He struck out Polanco in the first inning. You know what? We were talking to Keith Hernandez, and he said that he noticed the strike zone that umpires are calling that pitch up more than they used to. And that was the upper part of the Fox track.
Then he followed up by essentially saying he can't believe hitters are taking those pitches for strikes. Says that's a mistake by the pitcher most of the time. And see DeJesus behind the plate, DeMuro, Wolcott, Gorman on the bases. Now if you're throwing 97, 98 up there, then,
A little different. Yeah, it's got a little giddy up. Yep. And you know what Keith was saying, he had almost 2,200 hits in the big leagues. Good hitter.
He said you owned him. You absolutely were like a 118 batting average against him.
Yeah, I got lucky. But he did say he had a home run against me. I said, well, that's nothing new.
The line out the door is way down the hallway.
Like 400 of them out there.
One and two.
That's why I wanted to give 9 of them up to Ron Kittle. That way it shortens the line a little
Really,
bit.
9 of them?
Yeah, 9.
It's a lot of home runs.
It is. It's a lot of at-bats.
Well, just think now. Then let's just say they average 400 feet.
Mm-hmm.
It's 9 times 400.
I could have given up enough home runs to go around the world.
And Schaefer swings and misses. And Arnaud lobs a throw over his head. 2 down.
Noah picking up his 4th strikeout on the slider down and in that Schaefer went fishing for.
Bring up Polanco. He was called out on strikes in his first at bat, but he's had a typical Polanco series.
Yeah, you know, it's so relaxed up at the plate. You know, he really trusts his hands, and I think that's the key to him. You know, he's very patient. He, you know, ball down, up, anywhere. You see the quick wrist that he has. You know, he's one of these hitters too that let the ball get deep into that strike zone. He's not too many times that he's roll over the ball, say to the first baseman. He'll try to drive the ball up the middle or take it the other way.
Big pop up right side of the infield. Rivera fighting the sun. He'll finally relent to the right fielder, Porto. And it's a 1-2-3 third inning. Also played a couple of series at Shea Stadium. Kyle Gibson hoping to settle in after a very rough start. First 5 batters reached, 2 of them scored. Then he got a line drive double play and hasn't allowed a base runner since. And it'll be Rivera, Cespedes, and Conforto in the New York third. Right on the outside corner.
Yeah, with Neil Walker, the normal second baseman for the Mets, going down with that back surgery, it opens the door for Rivera, and he's done a good job in this series. Picked up 3 hits in last night's ball game. Base hit in his first at bat.
Swing and a miss.
Good slider down and away, and picked up a base hit here on Friday night.
Lifted foul, it'll reach the seats. Still 2 strikes.
Rivera, 27 years old, born in the Bronx, New York. Signed by the Mets in 2011. Played his college ball out of Troy University, Troy, Alabama.
They got to be nicknamed the Trojans, aren't they? Wouldn't
Not
you think,
sure.
from Troy?
I would think, yeah.
I'll look that up in the next inning break. Or someone can alert me and the rest of the world on Twitter.
Okay.
The Troy Trojans.
Troy University, Troy, Alabama.
1-2 to the Trojan.
That's UCLA.
No.
Or is that SC? Yeah, that's
California.
right. UCLA is a Bruins.
Well, good thing Roy Smalley's not doing the
Yeah.
pre and post game right now, or he'd be all over you.
Yeah, he would.
2-2 to Rivera.
We were the Cavaliers. San Diego High Cavaliers.
Oh, really?
Purple was our color. Purple and white.
Now, is that why with
Overture High School's
well, it was the Staples Cardinals, but
Cardinals?
is that why with your huge bonus that you got that you bought a purple Dodge Charger?
Yes.
Really?
Yep.
Had nothing to do with the Minnesota Vikings or anything like that.
No, I didn't even know where Minnesota was when I signed.
But you
I had
cashed
to
their
look
check.
on the map.
You cashed their check.
Oh, Calvin's? Heck yeah. In a heartbeat.
2-2. What'd you sign for? What was the bonus?
I was $15,000. I was a 3rd round draft pick in 1969.
Deep to left field. Chased by Grossman. Gone, a home run. Rivera's second. And it's 3-1.
Second major league home run for Rivera. Looked like a slider that just kind of hung right there. And Gibson giving up his 20th home run of the year. And his 11th to a right-handed hitter. So Rivera again continuing to have a good 3-game series here against the Twins. His 6th hit in this 3-game series. Yeah, breaking ball stayed right there. Rivera, good solid swing. Got it into the seats here in left field. For the Mets, their 202nd home run of the season.
Here is Cespedes. Hit by a pitch from Gibson in the first. Missing the down and away corner. Ball 1. And now 2-0. Gibson had a quick 1-2-3 second inning, although he was pitching to the 8, 9, and 1 batters. Drilled down the line and a fair ball into the corner. Cespedes digs for second, and he's in with a stand-up double. So an ominous start to the 3rd inning. We've seen Gibson have rough first innings and then settled into the groove, or a groove, but now Rivera's homered, and Cespedes whistles a double into the corner.
Yeah, another ball left up right there by Gibson. This ball right down that left field line. You wonder if it's going to stay fair or foul. It stays fair into the corner. Grossman plays the carom and gets it back in.
Well, nobody out, and here is Conforto, who dumped a 2-run single into left center field in the first inning. Out in front, dribbler foul. Well, just to wrap up the story, you got 15,000 bonus. How much was that purple Dodge Charger that you bought? How much was that? Do you remember?
I'm going to guess probably 4 or 5, maybe something like that. I split my bonus. I took half and I gave the other half to my mom and dad.
Oh,
yeah,
that's nice.
Yep.
And you continued that throughout your career. Every time you signed a multi-year deal, you gave half to your parents then?
No, my ex-wife. Well, you want the truth. We tell the truth here.
That's painful as it might be sometimes. Okay. Right. 1-1.
It hurts, but you know, the heck.
You're just such a generous guy.
Yeah.
1-2. I'm trying to keep this game within reach. We were talking about, you know, this has been on the pitching side a pretty good road trip for the Twins. Only one game has really gotten away from them in terms of giving up a bunch of runs, and even in that game the Twins had a 5-4 lead, and Tyler Duffy couldn't hold that lead.
Yeah, this will be pitch number 50 for Kyle.
2-2. Gibson has hit one batter. Trevor Bauer has hit Miguel Cabrera, Ian Kinsler, and now Victor Martinez in Cleveland's game with Detroit. So that situation, given the frustration of the Tigers in this series, in the season series, that might boil over into something later today. Punch to right field. Schaefer comes in, and Cespedes won't even bluff a tag. One down. That'll bring up Kelly Johnson. September 20th is Ryder Cup night at Target Field. A limited number of Ryder Cup theme night ticket packages are available that include a game ticket and Ryder Cup themed Twins cap. You can learn more at twinsbaseball.com/Ryder Cup or call 800-33-TWINS. Kelly Johnson, the batter. He was walked. He was the 5th of 5 straight batters to reach to begin the ball game for Gibson. There's the ground ball. It's foul. I was going to say there's the ground ball that Conforto wished he had hit. Instead, he hit a fly ball to short right, and Cespedes is still at second base.
Well, speaking of automobiles, what was your first car?
I bought a 10-year-old Chevy Bel Air. And the guy who sold it to him, he said he was pretty sure that the odometer read 32456. He was pretty sure it was just 32,000 and not 132,000.
Yeah, right.
Car was 10 years old.
And what did you pay for it? You remember?
I do. $250.
Yeah.
And I drove it into the ground for 2 years.
Yeah, my Challenger wasn't my first car. My first car was a 56 Mercury. It was a tank. $150.
Got up probably, what, 6 miles per gallon, I suppose?
It was a hog. It was a hog. I delivered papers in it. It was a mess. And that was during the hippie generation, you know, you put flowers on your car and stuff like that. Yeah, I did all that.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Me and my buddies would cruise around town on a Friday night. Thought we were hot.
Were you wrong.
Yeah, in my 56 Merc.
Rolled to first, and Vargas will go to the bag. That's out number 2, and now Cespedes is up to third base. Two 2 away. 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 My first car, I put bumper stickers on because I needed the adhesion to keep the bumper attached to the car. Here's Travis d'Arnaud. Maybe if this game is turned around and the Twins win it, maybe the turning point came in d'Arnaud's at bat. 2 runs in, bases loaded, nobody out, and he blistered a line drive to Dozier, who turned it into a double play.
Yeah, he said it was the hardest hit ball that inning, and it turned it into a double play for Kyle. Needs an out right here. Keep it at a 3-1 deficit for the Twins.
Whoa.
Watch out.
Cespedes nearly got hit by the line drive. One strike to d'Arnaud. Remember, during the d'Arnaud at bat, we showed you the Twins bullpen, and they had Andrew Albers warming up already.
d'Arnaud, 27 years old. We saw his younger brother Chase d'Arnaud with the Braves earlier this year. Kind of cool having a brother that was also playing Major League Baseball. Doesn't happen too often.
Just inside, 1 and 2.
The Braves are coming into town tomorrow, so a little reunion between brothers, I'm sure.
As we said Friday night, the schedule sets up pretty favorably for the Mets in terms of playing teams who are out of contention. The Twins, obviously, the Braves, and
I think the Phillies,
right,
and Miami Marlins.
And they're in control of their own destiny. You know, they are in one of the wild card spots as we speak, with a little more than 2 weeks to go in the season. And Gibson strikes out d'Arnaud, and that ends the inning. Starts with a home run by Rivera, and now the lead is 3-1. Northland Ford. Visit northlandford.com and your local Northland Ford dealer today. And by Grand Casino. The best stories start here. What's yours? A solo home run. We've had a lot of those in this series. And a home run by T.J. Rivera, making it now 3-1. Kenny Vargas, Robbie Grossman, Byron Buxton will hit against Gabriel Ynoa here in the Twins' 4th inning.
Yeah, Ynoa with 4 strikeouts in a ball game. Twins have 2 hits off of them, both coming in the 2nd inning when they scored their run.
Vargas drew a leadoff walk and came around to score on Murphy's fly ball later in the 2nd inning. Twins had the bases loaded, 1 out. Got just 1 run out of it. Outside, ball 1. It's dangerous to do what I suggested during his first plate appearance. Take someone with 100 at bats and project them over 500 because you don't know how they're going to respond to increased playing time. We've used the example before that Alexi Casilla always looked good when he played once or twice a week, but the Twins for I think 3 years tried to give him an everyday job and he couldn't handle it.
Right.
But it's a little bit different, I think, in Vargas's case, where he would be a designated hitter. You just go up there and try to have 500 good at bats over the course of the year, and then imagine where the numbers might be.
Yeah, I think what the Twins would like to see out of Vargas, and I think they've seen it since his recall, better contact. You know, try to cut down on some of the strikeouts. Just put the ball in play. 37 times he has struck out in 109 at bats.
You know, he jumped up to the big club 2 years ago, and he and Danny Santana really gave the Twins something to get excited about in advance of the impending arrival of Sano and Buxton and guys like that.
Yeah, 53 games back in 2014. He takes a call third strike. So for the 3rd time in the 5 strikeouts, he knows picked up a strikeout. Looking.
Fox Tracks presented by Ram. Take a look at strike 3.
That 2-seam fastball
was outside.
Ramon De Jesus has a pretty nice strike zone if you're a pitcher.
And if you're just an impartial observer, it's a bad strike zone.
If you're a hitter, be swinging.
Ball 1. Grossman with a sharp single to center in the 2nd inning. Two for 2, and they've both been hit very solidly. Grossman with a base hit, and that'll get Buxton to the plate. Sanford Health injury report. Carlos Carrasco yesterday, 2nd pitch of the game. He got a broken 5th metacarpal, which is the bone in your hand that kind of controls your pinky finger. And so he's out for the year.
Yeah, that's a blow. He is pitching pretty well. He had already been on a disable list, missed some time, but they're going to miss that right arm of his.
Not to get into the playoffs. I think everyone's assuming they'll get in there. Buxton.
And he
bunted foul.
Yeah. Did he stay in the box this time?
Well, he did last night. He still got called out.
Right. Yeah, Brian Gorman saying that the ball hit him when he was out of the box, but we showed he was still in the batter's box.
Part of his game that Byron needs to more fully develop. There's no reason for Kelly Johnson to be playing behind third base.
Right.
Buxton needs to get to the point where the third baseman is in on the grass, and that'll open up more of the infield for him. Swing and a miss, 2 strikes.
A slider away. Buxton struck out in his first at bat on a sinker down and in that he swung through. Ynoa with 5 strikeouts in the ball game.
0-2.
Pitch number 60.
Inside. The same pitch that he swung over the top of in his first at bat.
Laid off of that one. Well, Ynoa making his first major league start, his 7th appearance overall.
Grossman dives back.
Pretty good minor league numbers for Ynoa. 7 minor league seasons. He won 59 games, lost only 30. ERA at 3.36. 128 minor league starts. Did some relieving in the minors.
Buxton strikes out on a breaking ball.
Strikeout number 6.
2 down, and that'll bring up Barrister.
We can only look at minor league numbers when a young man like Ynoa making his first major league start, but in the minor leagues, in 795 innings pitched in the minor leagues, he averaged about 5.5 strikeouts per 9 innings. But walks very, very good. 1.5 walks per 9 innings. But he's already struck out 6.
Beresford dumped a single to left his first time up. Beresford's been a great story, of course, and everybody has enjoyed being around him in his call up. And he's had some good minor league numbers, hitting in the 280 range through parts of 10 years. But in that time, over 3,700 at bats, he has just 4 professional home runs. A foul ball. 2 strikes.
3,939 minor league at bats. 4 home runs, a 283 hitter. You don't think he appreciates being here, putting on that major league uniform? You pull for guys like this that spend all those
just look at that shot.
Years.
He's in the batter's box, and there he is, 25 feet tall on the center field scoreboard. Well, we'll take a look at that and see whether that was a strike. Beresford thought it was up and in. 3 strikeouts and a single. A scoreless 4th for the Twins. Major league history where one batter hit 2 extra inning home runs, but that's what Granderson did, adding to his total on this list. The cold hard facts brought to you by Coors Light. Miguel Cabrera with 39 home runs among active hitters against the Twins. Victor Martinez with 26 and Curtis Granderson with 25. He got 3 of them in a game against the Twins back in 2012 when he was still with the Yankees at Yankee Stadium.
Yeah, Granderson again coming up with the Tigers, so he spent time there against the Twins, also with the Yankees.
Duda, the batter, 1 strike. I was talking with Paul Molitor before the game today about O'Rourke's fateful pitch, 2 strikes. And he said it was a good pitch, but it was a good hitter who had seen that pitcher the night before. In the 7th inning, O'Rourke was asked to get Granderson, and he threw him a breaking ball, and he hit a fly ball to right field. And Paul said it was a case of Granderson understanding, having never seen Ryan O'Rourke before Friday night, understanding what his out pitch was and what he would throw in that situation, and then sitting on it. And then he just flicked his wrist, lifted it out of the ballpark, and became a hero. But then by extension, Duda strikes out, 1 away.
Gibson picking up his 3rd strikeout. Well, you know what? I mean, credit Granderson for knowing that, hey, I made the out, the previous night on that pitch, and he's probably going to try to get me out again. Well, That's a line drive home run that tied the game. That in the 11th inning.
Off of Kinsler.
Yep. And then look at that. I mean, it looked like he just went down and sat on that pitch and just hit it over the porch there in right field for the game winner.
Here's Matt Reynolds hitting. So it made me think, as Paul was describing, you know, why Granderson was able to hit, in his terms, a good pitch out for a game-ending home run, and it all goes back to the short start Friday night. I mean, the Twins had to run through their bullpen. If they hadn't had to do that, maybe O'Rourke doesn't get in the game, and Granderson's never seen him before, and maybe you get a swing and miss on that pitch rather than the home run that he hit.
Right.
Sometimes short starts and the results of short starts on a Friday night aren't really felt until, in this case, an extra inning at bat the next day.
Well, I always felt that, you know, when you're facing a pitcher for the first time, that the pitcher has the advantage because you don't know. You can look at all the tape you want, but does this ball have a little extra on it?
Right.
How's the breaking ball? And Kyle Gibson picking up his 4th strikeout, 3 straight strikeouts for Kyle.
Today marks the U.S. Air Force's 69th birthday. USAA honors those who have served in the U.S. Air Force and all of our service members around the world. 2 down to the 4th.
God bless you all. And thank you for your service.
You know, put the ball in play and actually hit it pretty hard to right field his first time up. Gibson pours a fastball over, strike 1. And strike 2.
And Noah down in Las Vegas had 3 hits and 34 at bats. Drove in a run.
And that rolls foul. It's got to be tough. You know, here are the Mets. They're poised for postseason play. The Indians are, and you get key injuries late, and every time I see that, I think of you guys in '87 and '91 and what would have happened if you had broken down in '87 or Viola had. A team that was already kind of thin in the starting pitching department anyway. And Noah puts it in play. Polanco charges and flips. Vargas goes down to get it. It's a 1-2-3 4th inning.
Up by a couple, and here you go. You are hereby circled. Hey, turning 28 years old. Twin fans, don't forget at Twin home games, you bring your Circle Me signs. And if you get circled, you may find yourself in the Minnesota Lottery winner circle where you could win $100 worth of lottery scratch-off tickets. Happy birthday, young man.
You were in a ballpark, I would imagine, but you remember turning 28? You get any congratulatory telegrams or smoke signals or?
I don't remember.
John Ryan Murphy will lead off the fifth.
Where was I when I was 28? Maybe in Texas or Pittsburgh.
Murphy drove in the Twins run with a fly ball to right. Came up with the bases loaded and 1 out. Fell behind, but worked the count a little bit. Got something he could lift to the outfield. And got the Twins on the board. Ball 1. Murphy, and then Gibson, and then Dozier. Just foul. With Murphy hitting a hard ground ball. 1-1. Twins will, it sounds like, continue to rotate catchers. Suzuki, Centeno, Murphy, Suzuki, Centeno, Murphy. Even though Suzuki's, had a divot taken out of his chin 3 times. Goodell and Edgen warming up. This one to center. Diaz is there to catch the line drive. Murphy making solid contact. 1 away. Twins fans, if you can't catch the games on TV, you can stream them live on your mobile device with the all-new Fox Sports Go app. Download the app, take Fox Sports North and Twins baseball with you wherever you go. Gibson put the ball in play, grounding out to short.
Yeah, with a couple guys in the bullpen again. Noah, he's just making his first major league start. Last start coming in late August in AAA. Might be his last inning. Pitch number 69.
And a foul ball. 2 strikes.
Well, second inning, 27 pitches. Other than that, he's pitched well. Only 3 hits, all singles with 7 strikeouts. He's walked only 1. And that in the second inning. And strikeout number 8.
2 down. Gibson just walked away. I don't think he thought it was a strike, but he knew that DeJesus has been calling that pitch a strike. 2 down.
Yeah, 5 of the 8 strikeouts have been called third strike. And Fox Track says it caught the upper part of the inner half of the plate.
Here is Dozier 0 for 2. A ground ball to third on the game's first pitch, and then he was called out on a pitch he didn't think was a strike. That one looked like it was, and it's called 1 strike. Ouch. Fouled off his foot.
Yeah.
2 strikes. I was telling you as I'm filling out my lineup card, just look at the stat line, the hitting line for Dozier. Take a look at this foul ball first.
Right off the top of that left foot.
281, 41, and 98 with 99 runs scored.
35 doubles, 5 triples.
That's not the type of hitting line you expect to see from a player on a team that might lose 100 games. I mean, that's a really good line.
Ooh, good swing there.
On a pitch up, fouled it back.
Plus, he has stolen 15 bases in 17 attempts. He's putting together a very, very solid year.
One and 2. 2 and 2. I mentioned last night the Twins have 8 players who played for them this year in double digits with home runs, but the Twins have just 2 of them in the lineup today. Dozier with a liner into the corner. He's got a hit. He's extended his hitting streak now to 22 games, and he'll be held to a single. Cespedes with a very strong arm fires it in to second base from the corner.
Yeah, that ball left up about his eye level, and Brian, that we've seen very quick inside. lining it down that left field line. Look at the pitch. Opened up quickly, lining it down that corner. And Dozier keeping that hitting streak alive.
And Terry Collins is going to come to the mound, 1 out away from a 5-inning outing to get qualified for a win.
Wow.
It's in a pennant race, and Schaefer represents the tying run. There are priorities here in New York, and Anoa gave him a good outing. Needed to qualify for a win, but Anoa taken out of the game here in the 5th.
Anoa again making his first major league start, his 7th major league appearance. Really pitched well. 8 strikeouts, 1 walk, and all 4 hits, singles off of them. 76 pitches, 50 for strikes.
Josh Edgen comes out of the Mets bullpen. He pitched last night, got the win last night, and he'll pitch to Logan Schaefer here in the 5th.
Edgen making just his 10th relief appearance, 6 innings so far, only 3 hits allowed.
See 5 walks and 1 home run allowed. Inside, ball 1.
That gives you a little bit of a crossfire. Edgen had Tommy John surgery in last year in March and kind of missed all of last year. This year has been kind of a rehab year for him. Started the season in Single A, then advanced to Triple A, recalled in September. A couple stints this year with the Mets.
Lifted to short left, and Cespedes comes in, and did he catch it or not?
No, he did not.
Third base umpire Brian Gorman says he caught it.
This.
I thought I saw a bounce.
Yes.
And so we'll just hold on here. It looks like, well, right now the official call is it's the 3rd out of the inning, but Paul Molitor looking same angle we did, and I think they've already overturned it. Yeah. I don't know how Brian Gorman missed that. Right. He talked to second base umpire Quinn Wolcott, and they've already overturned the call without looking at it.
Yeah, I mean, the ball was right in front of Brian Gorman. My goodness. You could see the ball clearly bounce and then into the glove.
Now Terry Collins is going to make another pitching move here. Well, I applaud the umpires for handling it on the field. That's the way it used to be done before replay. There's no reason to delay the game anymore. Quinn Wolcott saw something that inexplicably Brian Gorman did not. It's a base hit for Schaefer. Polanco will hit with 2 men aboard. Out, third out of the fifth inning. The Twins with a couple of 2-out hits. 2017 season tickets are on sale now. You can choose from a full season, a partial season, or the flex plan. All season ticket packages include membership in Sweet Spot, the Twins season ticket benefits and rewards program. Go to twinsbaseball.com or call 612-375-7454 and learn more.
Right-handed pitcher Eric Adell coming out of that bullpen, making his 31st relief appearance. Recalled on September 6th, his third stint with the Mets this year. 27 hits in 30 innings. He has given up 5 home runs. Fastball, very good slider, the scouting report says, with a curveball and a changeup.
Polanco's 0 for 2. Of course, he's a switch hitter, but has been better from the right side of the plate, which is why the move was made, of course. Down and in, ball 1.
Bill actually has done better against lefties than he has righties. Lefties hitting 200 off of him. Right-handers hitting 247.
Need a double here to get the game tied up. That kicks away, and now they can tie it up with a single. A wild pitch advancing Dozier to third and Schaefer to second.
Yeah, 4th wild pitch of the year for Goodell. And that put Schaefer in scoring position at second base.
Give the catcher much of a chance to block that.
How much Dano can do on that.
2-0 to Polanco. Both runners run well. Dozier at third and Schaefer at second. And a strike. Base is now open and Vargas is on deck. This is a move made here in the 5th inning that wouldn't be made if, and I hope eventually baseball does this in September, you limit the number of relief pitchers and bench players available for a particular game. You can change them from one game to the next. But in this case, the Mets, and that's pulling a reliever out, to start the game. They still had 10 relief pitchers available to them today.
Well, you know what? I mean, 12. I have out of their bullpen 12 relievers. Twins have 12. They have 13 bench players.
Yeah. And Polanco takes a walk, and Vargas will have a chance to do some damage here with the bases loaded. Vargas has walked and struck out looking. And the big man comes up in a pivotal at bat here in the 5th inning. Gibson hoping for a reprieve. He's not been particularly sharp here today, but see if the big man can keep the line moving here in the 5th inning. Pull shift is on for Vargas. Up and in, ball 1. And Dan Warthen's going to come out to the mound, and Darno's going to beat him there.
Goodell over the last couple years with the Mets. This is his 3rd season up and down between AAA and the big leagues.
You saw his number, 30 innings pitched, just 8 walks. It's not like it's been a chronic problem, but he's walked the go-ahead run on, and another guy who runs well in Polanco. And he's quickly fallen behind Vargas. It's been a while since the Twins have run the carousel here and let everybody take off running here with an extra base hit. Strike called, 1-1.
Another high fastball. Twins have 2 grand slams this year, one by Kepler, one by Buxton.
fouled back.
Ooh, and he had that swing too, just got underneath it.
Vargas hitting .500 as a right-handed batter, and .198 as a left-handed batter.
Look at that. Whoa.
Center cut.
Yes, it was.
And now 1-2. Squirted off the end of the bat and over the Twins dugout.
Goodell, 27 years old, signed by the Mets out of UCLA, the Bruins.
Not to be confused with the USC Trojans.
No, not at all, Roy. Not at all.
1-2. Foul back, and Vargas got another hittable pitch, it looked like. Didn't quite catch up to it.
Another fastball.
Darno wanted it up higher. Another 1-2 pitch. Two and two.
He tried the breaking ball, left up. As a pitcher, we've talked about it before. 2-2. You want something to happen here. 2 outs.
And a check swing foul. And it goes 3-2. Then all the runners take off. They run well to begin with. And
you got Polanco at first. He's got good speed. Trying to work Vargas up and away.
Twins threaten after the second out, but leave the bases full. Mountain Dew fans of the game. Twins fans sitting in the vicinity of Mets fans. And hoping the Twins can come back and win this ball game. Trailing 3-1. Kyle Gibson had a pretty ugly start to the ball game, giving up a couple of runs in the first, and it could have been worse. Now he'll pitch to the Mets in the fifth.
Yeah, the even innings he's been able to retire the Mets 1, 2, 3. It's the odd innings, and here we are in the fifth inning that he's had trouble in the first inning and the third inning.
De Aza, Rivera, and Cespedes will face him here in the fifth.
Kyle's set down 6 straight batters since the double.
Out in front, 1-1. De Aza walked and scored in the first, hit a ground ball to Dozier to wrap up the third, or second inning rather. Twins shifting and well, but Polanco lifts his glove and the ball skips underneath. Hit right at him.
Well, it looked like he tried to get his body in front of it. I don't know if that ball came in or stayed, or came up on him or stayed down.
He's charged with an error.
He had him played perfectly, shading him up the middle. Take a look right here. What does that ball do? He skipped a little bit on him. It's a play that Polanco should have made.
Was it last night, the night before? We saw Brian Dozier get in front and block a similar ball, knocked it down, picked it up, and threw him out. Of course, that's what you'd like your infielders to do. Hopefully catch it, but at least stop it, and then see if you've still got a play. Here's Rivera.
Yeah, for Polanco, that's his 11th error of the year, and for the Twins, are 115th. Thank goodness for the Milwaukee Brewers. They've made like 125 errors.
Rivera with a single and a run scored in the first, and then he hit a home run to left, leading off the third.
Diaz at first base has some speed. 4 stolen bases in 6 attempts. 90 in his career.
Down and away.
Yeah, Murphy had a little tough time catching that ball. Yeah, Rivera last night, 3 hits. Couple singles and a double here this afternoon. A single in his first at bat, then his second major league home run in the third.
Pulled foul. 2-1.
I know you follow Twitter during the game. Did we ever find out that Troy University?
Yeah, it is. Someone on Twitter, a couple people confirmed that they are called the Trojans.
They are the Trojans.
Wouldn't make any sense to have the Troy Wolves or Tigers or Lions or anything like that.
Wildcats.
Yeah. To center, and Buxton should have an easy play. 1 down, and it'll bring up Cespedes. Carsoup.com trivia question: who are the only 2 National League players to hit 10 career home runs against the Twins in a National League uniform? So it'd be a recent player, because of course there wasn't interleague play for most of the Twins' existence. 10 home runs, that's a lot of home runs.
That's a lot of home runs. But interleague play started, I believe 2002 was the first year.
Okay.
Interleague play.
Cespedes, the batter. Now,
well, you think maybe somebody like Ryan Braun, only because they play the Brewers every year.
I thought of him, and then I thought of McGuire too. But you know, for the first 2-3 cycles of interleague play, we were stuck in the National League Central. Okay. Sosa, but not 10. McGuire would have had that many. Here's the ball hit to short.
Little redeemer.
Dozier over to Vargas. There's a double play, and it's a scoreless fifth with Gibson facing just 3 men. Is brought to you by USAA Insurance, banking and investments tailored for the military community. Twins down a couple runs, and Robbie Grossman, who singled twice, will lead off the 6th. Turned into a rather pleasant day. Had good weather on this road trip.
It really has. Detroit, 4 beautiful days, and here in New York, 3 nice days.
Twins have just 5 hits. Grossman has 2 of them. He takes a strike. All the hits have been singles. Twins have only scored 2 other runs other than the one today. They both came on solo home runs. Outside, 1-1. Grossman, Buxton, and then Beresford, Murphy, and then the pitcher's spot.
Looked like a changeup right there for a strike.
1-2. Twins have 2 fourth outfielder candidates, I guess you'd call them that. Schaefer and Grossman. Grossman has the advantage of being a switch hitter and being better from the right side than the left side. You look forward to next year, you would imagine the Twins would have an outfield most of the time with Kepler and Rosario, 2 left-handed batters that might need a break against a Chris Sale or someone like that.
Wow.
3 solid singles for Grossman from the left side of the plate.
Very good at bats, and he came in hitting only .209 as a left-handed hitter.
So the leadoff man is on, and that'll bring up Buxton, who has struck out swinging twice.
He has hit every pitch for the single with some authority. Breaking ball, lining it into right field.
See if Buxton can have a good at bat here. Hitting 6th in the lineup today. Takes a breaking ball for a strike. On the year, hitting at .223. Foul tip, 2 strikes, and Buxton's been in a perpetual 0-2 hole here today.
2 breaking balls right there from Eric Odell.
Ball left up. Buxton hooked it foul. We'd expect Buxton to be in the lineup Tuesday night, hitting 9th again, but a lot of that has to do with how long Rosario is going to be out and who else could play. Miguel Sano, the hope is, will be able to play sometime in the Detroit series. Popped up a foul ball, and that'll reach the seats. Most of Buxton's hits have been to the pull side, much like Max Kepler. Most of his hits have been to right field, as Buxton's have come to left field. And the target is away. Sharply hit. Nice stop by the shortstop. They get a force play. Great play by Reynolds. That ball was smoked on the ground. 1 away.
Boy, you know what? He got up quick, too, to throw over to Rivera at second base. So Buxton hitting it right on the button. But Reynolds diving to his right comes up with a nice play.
Heck of a play in a key spot. Instead of first and second, nobody out, 1 out and a runner at first. Here's Beresford, a single to left, and he was called out on strikes. Talked about it last night. I don't know about this situation with the Twins down 2 runs, but Twins want to see a little more aggressiveness, I think, from Buxton. Sliced foul, 1 strike.
It looked like Goodell has that little bit of a high, not a high leg kick, but a little kick.
Enough, you'd think, right? I mean, Buxton's maybe the fastest guy in the game. Beresford more of a singles hitter. I think the same could be said of Murphy, so the Twins would like to get Buxton's speed to second base.
Yeah, Buxton, when he takes his lead, he'll take it towards the outfield. So when he dives back, he can get that right hand back on the back of that first base bag.
Pitch is up, 1-1.
And Butch Davis right there. They have the stopwatch. They see how quick that Goodell delivers the ball toward home plate.
Just missed the bag. DeMuro on top of that. And it's 1-2.
Who was it last night for the Mets? Was it Rivera, I believe, that hit that ball right over the bag in last night's game? The ball just missed from hitting that first base bag.
Buddy Boucher's warming up. Dugout.
Yeah, Boucher's up because the pitcher will hit after Murphy.
Hopefully this inning. Gibson with the helmet on. Wishful thinking, I think.
Very much so.
And Beresford strikes out on a pitch in the dirt, 2 down.
They look like a changeup right there, down. And Goodell picking up his second strikeout.
Zubaz Palooza is back September 23rd. A special ticket package includes a game ticket and your very own limited edition Minnesota Twins Zubaz pants. Take advantage of the special offer available exclusively by logging on to twinsbaseball.com/Zubaz. I think still made in Minnesota. A lot of great products made in Minnesota. One of my favorite candy bars, the Pearson salted nut roll, that's made in Minnesota.
I don't think I've ever had that.
You've never had one?
No.
Well, I will.
Would you bring me one?
I will bring you one on Tuesday. You like peanuts?
I love peanuts.
You like sugar?
Yeah.
You like caramel?
Yeah.
Well, and how old are you? You've not had a salted nut roll?
No.
Maybe it's the salt you don't like.
No, I like salt too.
Swing and a miss, 1 strike.
What's the name of it?
Pearson's salted nut roll.
Okay, no, I haven't had that. Now you're making me hungry. Anybody have any candy in here?
1 strike to Murphy. That's to the backstop, and Buxton gets to second base without stealing it.
Well, second wild pitch for Goodell. He came in last inning on with Polanco up and threw a wild pitch that allowed Dozier and Schaefer to get into scoring position at second and third.
You know, I'll bet you, I'll hope, at least 50% of the time, we have salted nut rolls on the charter flights. I'll get you one. Pitch down and away. 1-2 to John Ryan Murphy. Another strikeout with men on base. Twins striking out a lot here today, and they trail by 2.
CenturyLink. With the day off Monday, Paul Molitor has made some adjustments to his rotation. They're pushing Tyler Duffy back, so instead Hector Santiago will pitch Tuesday against the Tigers with Jose Barrios on Wednesday. Now, Duffy won't go again until Saturday, and Paul Molitor said it's not with anything to do with fatigue or anything like that. It's just simply to give Tyler Duffy more time to work through the issues that we've seen him struggle with. They also wanted to give Jose Barrios a chance to get back in there right away and work on those new mechanics that we saw him use just the other day. But again, nothing to worry about as far as fatigue with Tyler Duffy, just hoping that a few extra days will give him a chance to kind of turn things around. Guys?
Yeah, thank you, Audra. You know what? I mean, Santiago's had 3 very good starts as of late, and Matt Boyd, that's the one that faced Gibson in Detroit. Twins hit him around pretty good, 7 earned runs in 3 2/3 innings.
Tigers have listed a to be announced for Wednesday's game, and the candidates are, I mean, the pickings are pretty slim. It's, you know, Mike Pelfrey, Anibal Sanchez, or someone else, and then they'll get the Twins will get Justin Verlander in the finale.
That'll be a good game against Irvin Santana.
Sharply hit to right field. Conforto has his second hit. This will lead off single in the 6th. And that'll bring up Kelly Johnson. Well, now Gibson needs to have a good inning here. He's left in the game because his spot did not come up at the top of this inning. And the last thing you want to do is use a relief pitcher and then only be able to get an out or 2 from them. Even with the expanded rosters, the Twins bullpen's been overworked. Chopped foul, 1 strike.
Well, a couple double plays turned behind Gibson this afternoon. Pitch count still good. 83 pitches for Kyle.
One strike to Johnson, who walked in the first and hit a ground ball to Vargas in the third.
Conforto at first base, 2 stolen bases in 3 attempts. Mets don't run a lot. They have 37 stolen bases as a ball club. They've been caught 16 times.
Swing and a miss. 0-2.
Gibson making his 23rd start of the year. His 13th interleague start. 3 wins, 7 losses in interleague play.
Outside, 1-2. Presley, Buddy Boshears. Boshears already warmed up. And poked to center, a base hit. So the 6th inning starts with a pair of singles. The Twins might be forced to go into the bullpen here anyway, with 2 men on and nobody out.
Well, I think Kyle was trying to get that sinker down and away, and credit Kelly. He just reached out and hit it up the middle.
Darno might be asked to bunt here.
Not a bad pitch, but Kelly is kind of reaching out and line drive up the middle.
Murphy in front of home plate giving some signs here. Light warming up, not Ryan Presley. Alongside Boshears. Vargas in on the edge of the grass at first, and Beresford will join him.
And Darno has 1 sacrifice on the year, if that's what Terry Collins wants him to do here.
Takes ball 1.
Did not show bunt there.
Lucas Duda is the on-deck hitter. Two and 0. Well, if you're not going to have a bunt right away, and now the count's 2-0, you're not going to put it on here, are you?
I don't believe so, no.
Vargas and Beresford both release, playing back at first and third. Base hit to left. Conforto will be held at third. And the Mets start the 6th inning with 3 straight singles, and they filled the bases.
Well, Gibson fell behind and had to come in with a fastball. Darno looking fastball, I'm sure, middle in. He turned on it into left field. And here comes Paul Molitor.
5 innings plus for Gibson, 3 earned runs, and he's responsible for the 3 runners on. He'll check out of the game, and one would think Buddy Boshears will get the call with Duda hitting, bases full, nobody out. Afternoon where he faced just 3 batters, but he had a rough start to the ball game, and for him at least a rough ending to the ball game, giving up 3 hits in a row here in the 6th.
Yeah, all 3 runners are his responsibility. Buddy Boucher's coming in. He worked here on Friday night, a shutout inning, had a couple strikeouts, and since he was activated off the disabled list on the 2nd of September, over his last 6 2/3 innings, only 2 hits allowed, a walk, and 9 strikeouts. So Boucher's has done a good job out of that bullpen as of late.
As Drupal Cabrera is going to hit for Duda. Mentioned that Terry Collins came back with 7 different starters from last night's lineup. Some regular players: Granderson, Bruce, Loney, Cabrera, Reyes, all held out of the lineup. And so Cabrera comes in now with a chance to bust the game open. Corner infielders are up, middle infielders back. Popped up. It'll reach the seats. 1 strike.
Well, Cabrera's a right-handed hitter, hitting .318, and you can see since August 19th that average at .361.
Get the second of back-to-back home runs here on Friday night. 1 strike from Boucher's. Popped up short right center field, and Buxton with the catch. Just a bluff with Buxton's throw. Oh, that's a heck of a pick by Murphy. Boucher's was backing it up, but Buxton gave Murphy a tough throw to handle.
They sure did. That's where you want to hit that cutoff man, Vargas, who's the first baseman, becomes the cutoff man, and a little bit over his head right here. Buxton calling everybody off. And that's your responsibility as a pitcher to back up, which Boucher's was there, but Murphy made that 2nd time in a ball game he's done a little short hop.
Right.
He almost got Reynolds out in the 1st inning.
Both of them on Buxton's throws. Here is Reynolds. Reyes is in the on deck circle. He'll hit in the pitcher spot. First pitch over for a strike. Reynolds with 2 strikeouts. He made a fine play at short that helped the Twins, kept the Twins from scoring in the 6th inning. Bouncer to third, stepping on the bag. Beresford fires, double play.
What a job by Buddy Boucher's.
And a good play by Beresford, backhanding the second hop and turning it into a double play.
Casino. Story of the game in the 1st inning, it was Conforto that knocked in a couple runs. Mets took an early 2-0 lead. Twins came back in the 2nd with 1. But Rivera and making it a 3-1 ball game with his second career Major League home run. And the Twins and the Mets both have had opportunities to add to this ball game, but Vargas struck out, and then we just saw a nice defensive play right there to get the Twins out of the 6th inning. And Rivera again hitting his second Major League home run, that coming in the 3rd inning.
The Twins still in this game. Buddy Boucher's faced 2 men, got 3 outs.
Yeah, new reliever Josh Smoker coming out of the ball game. He worked the 6th inning in last night's 12-inning ball game. Gave up a hit. He did strike out 3 through 15 pitches, 12 for strikes, making his 15th relief appearance. He has 19 strikeouts in the 11 1/3 innings.
James Loney is in at first base for the Mets. And Kurt Suzuki will hit in what was Gibson's spot. Trying to get something started for the Twins. It's much like Friday night's game. The Twins very much in this thing if they can string some things together here, but that's been a problem. The lineup has been stymied here in New York.
Yeah, too many strikeouts in this ball game. 11 times the Twins have struck out here this afternoon.
1 strike to Suzuki. Paul Molitor reiterated today that Suzuki not only available to hit, but he's available to catch. So we would expect in the homestand to see Suzuki catch at least one of the games, even though he suffered a cut over a month ago and has had it reopened twice on his chin. And on 3 pitches he's done. 1 away.
Yeah, that's what we saw here yesterday. Smoker with a very good fastball in his rookie season with the Mets. Twins now have struck out 12 times.
1 away, and now Dozier. Dozier lined a single to the left field corner, extending his hitting streak to 22 games. Fouled back. Brandon Nimmo is in right field. Conforto moving to left. It's interesting that in this close ball game, Cespedes is out of the game. Loney, as we told you, at first base. Cespedes taken out of the ball game with the Mets leading 3-1. 1-1 to Dozier. Foul back. There are, after today, 12 games left. And under the assumption Dozier will be playing in all of them, and that's not a foregone conclusion by any means, but if he does play in all 12, the longest the hitting streak could get would be 34 games. And he could carry it over into next year. Inside. And it's 2-2. Of course, his manager, Paul Molitor, had a 39-game hitting streak back in the 80s. Just missed that corner, and it's a full count with Schaefer on deck.
Take a look at this breaking ball.
That pitch has been called a strike a couple
Yes,
times.
it has.
Box tracks presented by Carrier. 3-2 to Brian Dozier. Popped up near the Mets dugout and out of play. Singled in the 5th, was left at 3rd, 90 feet away from his 100th run scored. Popped up straight up in the air. Darno. 2 away. Don't miss a special Monday night edition of MLB on FS1 when Paul Goldschmidt and the Diamondbacks look to strike against the Padres. Action begins tomorrow night at 8:30 on FS1 or watch it live on Fox Sports Go. Two down and Schaefer will bat. Schaefer singled his last time up. Wonder whether Cespedes might have been taken out of the game because of his sprawling attempt on Schaefer's bloop hit to left field.
Yeah, I know they can pinch hit for the pitcher here who's leading off the next inning and some different changes.
Not that I'd want to necessarily take Cespedes out of a 2-run ball game, but
due to hit fourth next inning.
Yeah. 2 strikes to Schaefer. One of the rare games where both Schaefer and Grossman are playing at the same time, and combined they have 4 of the 6 Twins hits. Grossman with 3 of them. 0-2. Ball back just beneath us. Where we're located, I don't think there's any way we can get a foul ball in here.
I don't believe so.
We've got a little bit of an overhang here. We lose pop-ups here, much like we did at the Metrodome. The difference is the fielders can see them. At the Metrodome, who cares whether we could see them? The fielders couldn't see them. Another one fouled back. Did you ever? I mean, you pitched an awful lot there, and you're close to home plate. You know, the ball goes straight up. Did you ever lose sight of some of those pop-ups?
Only the home runs I gave up. Yeah.
Well, that was more because of distance rather than
right. No, I think we were pretty lucky, especially in '87 during the World Series. I think both teams, Cardinals and the Twins, were lucky that a lost ball in that roof didn't determine the outcome of the ball game.
And Schaefer strikes out, and Smoker has another good inning in the 7th. It's 3-1 New York, thanks largely to the 2 runs they got in the very first inning. And on this Sunday afternoon, it is our pleasure to bring you God Bless America.
First Lieutenant Jordan Laskowski, United States Marine Corps, stationed at Marine Corps Air Station New River, VMM 261, currently aboard the USS Baton. Please rise and remove your caps for the singing of God Bless America.
Please welcome America's Got Talent finalist, Sal the Voice Valentinetti.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
T-Mobile's greater coverage of baseball. Daniel Norris did a nice job against the Indians. The Tigers absolutely have to win that ball game against the Indians, and Trevor Bauer plunked 3 Tigers. Warnings were issued, but 5 innings, 5 pretty good innings for Daniel Norris. Freddie Freeman, and he's got a 22-game hitting streak, 1 short of Brian Dozier's. And Alex Gordon had an 0 for 21, and he ended it with a home run.
Well, Taylor Rogers coming out of the bullpen. He worked in the 8th inning in last night's ball game. Faced 2 batters, struck them both out. Granderson and Jay Bruce.
Gavin Cecchini will hit, leading off the 7th inning for New York. Fastball missing the inside corner.
Cecchini getting his first at bat in this 3-game series. A September call up for the Mets.
The Twins have seen more and more of Rogers, and I think it's safe to say that he's taken advantage of the opportunity he's been given this year to prove that he's in the discussion, shall we say, for next year's bullpen. I think you can say the same thing about Ryan O'Rourke, even though he gave up the home run last night. That ball's hanging in the air to left field, and Grossman streaks in to make the catch, 1 away.
This copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the Minnesota Twins and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. Any accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Minnesota Twins, LLC.
From the right side, JT Chargois has shown so much improvement. He's not just in the discussion. I think he's turned into someone that the Twins might find themselves counting on next year.
Yeah, I think what we've seen from Chargois, he struggled early, but now he's taking a deep breath and he's, relaxing a little bit.
Bounce to the right side. Dozier gets down into a crouch, make sure he makes the play. 2 quick outs. And Alex Wimmers is in the discussion, I would think, based on the improvement he's shown. And you look at what the bullpen looked like coming out of spring training. Perkins, Jepson, Fiend, May. Who am I missing?
Well, with that, he had a pretty strong bullpen.
And now none of them are here. None of them are still pitching. Trevor May's been hurt. Fernando Abad had a good year, but he was dealt. Ryan Presley, I guess, has been the one fixture along with Michael Tonkin. 2 down on the 7th. Here's T.J. Rivera. Fernando Salas warming up in the Mets bullpen. I don't know if there's any phase of the game that is more fickle. Sometimes the same guys come back the next year and either have a much better year or a much worse year. It just seems like the bullpen core, not just for the Twins, but in baseball, can change so dramatically one year to the next. Again, sometimes with the same guys making up the bulk of the bullpen.
Yeah, you just hope that Glenn Perkins, really works his tail end off this winter and gets into shape, ready for spring training, and can be the closer that the Twins were hoping he was going to be this year.
And of course, there's ongoing debate, discussion about what Trevor May's best role will be given his back issues,
right.
And if it's determined that they can best utilize his 4-pitch mix as a starter, and if that would, pitching once every 5th day might be easier on his back, he won't be in the bullpen. He might be in the rotation.
Well, the game is dictated by pitch counts now for the starters, so you're talking 5, 6, maybe 7 innings. So it's the 6th, 7th inning are so important to win a ball game. Good inning for Taylor Rogers.
A 1, 2, 3, 7. Yet they'll have to do it against the Mets bullpen. They're down a couple of runs, hoping to avoid a 3-game sweep. It's been another decently pitched ball game. Kyle Gibson had to leave after 5 innings, giving up 3 singles in the 6th. But here we are. It's a 3-1 ball game.
Yeah.
We'd take those most of
Buddy Bouchers did a great job of working out of that bases loaded, no out situation, getting the fly ball out and then the double play. But Fernando Salas coming into the ball game, he was a second reliever used yesterday, worked 2/3 of an inning, gave up a hit and a strikeout through 12 pitches, 9 for strikes.
Polanco will lead things off. Third place hitter takes ball 1. Polanco, Vargas, and Grossman. The Twins have a remaining bench of Escobar, Mauer, Kepler, and Centeno. Rosario's in uniform here, unable to play because of his injured left thumb. I suppose presumably he could pinch run, but Paul Molitor would only do that out of desperation. Mauer's got some batting gloves on. Looks like he might get ready, if not for the 8th inning of pinch hitting appearance, the 9th.
Salas faced 3 batters yesterday, got retired the first 2, and then it was Polanco hit a double off of him, and then he came out of the ball game. Jerry Blevins came in and ended up retiring Kepler to end the 7th inning.
Hands on deck. Escobar with a bat in the hand with batting gloves. Fouled back. Oh for 2 with a walk.
Announced crowd of 28,926. Almost 37,000 here last night.
Down and away. 2-2. Have had chances. They had the bases loaded, 1 out in the 2nd, got their run then on a sacrifice fly, and then they loaded the bases with 2 outs in the 5th, but couldn't get a hit when they needed it. Polanco walked to fill the bases, and a pop fly foul into the seats.
Yeah, curveball left up a little bit right there. Salas new to the Mets, getting traded over from the Angels on August 31st.
Another 2-2. That's to left. And Fordo comes in to catch the line drive. One away. Love Your Melon Night is September 22nd. Limited number of special ticket packages include a game ticket and Twins Love Your Melon beanie. It's the Thursday night game against the Tigers. Every ticket sold supports Love Your Melon's program to give a hat to every child battling cancer in the U.S. For details and tickets, visit twinsbaseball.com/loveyourmelon. Kenny Vargas will bat. A walk and 2 strikeouts today. And he takes strike 1. Up high. Twins come home after the game today. They have an off day tomorrow. Then have a 6-game homestand with Detroit and Seattle. Have another off day on the Monday following, the 26th. Finish the season with 3 in Kansas City and 3 with the White Sox. A deep blast to right field. And Vargas crushes a long home run, and it's 3-2.
Home run number 8 on the year for Kenny Vargas.
That was impressive.
His 4th home run as a left-handed hitter. The big man right there. He's got a lot of power. And he showed it right here. Salas going after him with a fastball. Remember in his last at bat. He had some good swings and he just missed them. He didn't miss this one.
Where did this actually end up?
Hits off that wise sign.
Here's Grossman. Twins within a run. Grossman with 3 solid singles. He fouls it back. Usually guy gets 3 hits, and one of them anyway is a little flare or a 3-hopper that bled through the infield. But in Grossman's case, he's hit 3 bullets for singles.
Right on the button.
Season average up to 277. 1 strike. And now 2 strikes. How about that? On an 0-2 pitch, he reached down and flips a base hit into center field. From his weaker side of the plate, Grossman is 4 for 4.
Yeah, that's probably the softest hit ball,
yeah.
But you know that ball was down and maybe off the end of the bat, but ended up finding a way into center field. Good piece of hitting this afternoon by Robbie Grossman.
And now Buxton, who struck out twice and then was behind 0-2, and he hit a hot ground ball. Reynolds made a great play to get a force at second base. Buxton hit what we thought was a awfully big home run last night for the Twins. Now comes up with the tying run at first and 1 out. Down the middle, a strike. Left-hander Jerry Blevins getting loose. Beresford, the next scheduled hitter. And Buxton again with an 0-2 count.
Those planes aren't landing, they're leaving.
So are we. We'll have a short bus ride to LaGuardia after the game. I hope it's a short bus ride. It's about what, 3/4 of a mile away from here.
Could take an hour.
1-2 to Buxton. And that will get Grossman to second base. Awful pitch. And d'Arnaud had no chance to even get leather on it. 3rd wild pitch of the game.
Yeah, Salas with a wild pitch there. I don't know what that was. And for Salas, that's his first wild pitch of the year.
Well, a hit to the outfield here could tie the game, and if Buxton can't do it, Beresford or a pinch hitter would have a chance. Tying run in scoring position. 2-2 to Buxton. Fly ball left field. Retreating is Conforto. Grossman setting up for a tag. He's going to try to advance, and here's the throw. Just barely got in. Wow. Could be an important 90 feet, but Grossman on a close play advances on the fly ball to the warning track.
Well, as a base runner, I'm sure you watched that outfielder kind of backpedal, but Conforto made a great play. You saw him go back, but that sets up and throws it all the way in the air. And Grossman, Jim Glenn telling him to get down.
They just barely got in there. Collins will come to the mound here, and they're going to bring in the left-hander Blevins. And the Twins with the tying run 90 feet away. It'll be Blevins facing Eduardo Escobar, it looks like. James Beresford, with the Mets bringing in lefty Jerry Blevins. Beresford, of course, a left-handed batter. Escobar, a switch batter.
Yeah, Blevins making his 68th relief appearance. He's a guy that comes in to get 1 hour or maybe 2 to see the innings pitched compared to the appearances. A strikeout pitcher, 49 strikeouts in 38 2/3 innings. He relieved Salas in yesterday's ball game in the 7th inning. He struck out Max Kepler.
Escobar in a pinch hitting appearance. He is 3 for 9 as a pinch hitter this year. Breaking ball over a strike.
Escobar as a right-handed hitter, hitting .226, 21 hits and 93 at-bats. 2 of his 5 home runs coming from the right side.
Popped up. And Rivera, the outfield grass calls for it. And Grossman is left at third. The Twins get one, but leave one. It's a 3-2 ball game. Won 3-2 last night, 3-0 the night before. So 3 runs seems to be the winning dole for this series. Eduardo Escobar in the game at third base, and Nimmo will make his first plate appearance. Haven't heard as to whether there was a physical reason for Cespedes to check out of the ball game. Nimmo entered the game defensively and now will hit for the first time. Cespedes in his last at bat bounced into a double play. Driven foul down the left field line.
And Taylor Rogers out there starting his 2nd inning of relief. Only 8 pitches in the 7th inning to retire the Mets in order.
Conforto and Johnson will follow. And that's to the backstop. Now this is quite unusual compared to a Target Field, the area around home plate. There's very little room between home plate and the backstop. I would guess maybe even a foot or 2 less than there is at Target Field, but it's wider on the sides. The dugouts are almost like they are at Fenway Park, a long way from home plate. And the on deck circles, I think you can see, are about twice as far from home plate as they are at Target Field, because there's more room to set them back. 2-2 to Nimmo. On the ground, Rogers can't get it, but there's his shortstop to make the play, one away. Nimmo retired. Or Carsoup.com trivia question. I'm guessing Ryan Braun would be one of them, and I don't know who else it would be. Jeff Jenkins, who played with Ryan Braun
yes,
at one
did.
point.
And Sammy Sosa.
Yeah, I'm putting an asterisk by that answer. I don't like that. Sammy Sosa hit 10 home runs against the Twins in the, what, 6 games, 9 games that he might have played against the Twins as a National Leaguer. That doesn't sound right. He had a lot of them. Well, a few of them when he was with the Rangers later on. White Sox earlier.
Yeah, but maybe not as a national. It wasn't a question in a National League uniform.
I'm crinkling my nose at that answer. I'm a little nauseous and dizzy with that answer, and that's why I guess Cespedes left the ball game. Same thing. He saw our trivia question, found out what the answer was. That's not right. 1-2. Pull shift on for Conforto. And strike 3. Rogers, 5 up, 5 down.
Good breaking ball. Rogers picks up his second strikeout. Both of them called third strikes. A lot of times we'll see that breaking ball down the middle of the plate. This one kind of starts it. Conforto. Last night was the last night that Granderson kind of gave up on a pitch by Rogers and struck him out.
Johnson, the batter, 1 for 2 with a walk. Actually, this is Johnson taking a letter high strike. Well, the bullpen, especially Bouchers, who inherited a real mess in the 6th, keeping this game within range. Strike 2. Twins are due to send up Murphy, the pitcher spot, and then Dozier with Mauer, Kepler, and Centeno on the bench. Dribbled back to the mound, and Rogers has plenty of time. Good inning in the 8th inning. A good inning in the 7th. We'll see if the Twins can get a couple in the top of the 9th. John Ryan Murphy will lead off the 9th inning against Jerry Blevins. Joe Mauer's in the on-deck circle behind him. Then the lineup turns over. Dozier and the Twins hope a few others will hit here in the 9th inning. For the most part, again, the Twins have pitched pretty well on this road trip against 2 contending teams. Juan Lagares is taking over in center field.
And Diaz going from center over to left field, so Conforto comes out of the ball game.
Murphy drove in the first run with a fly ball, hit a liner to center for an out in the 4th, and then struck out in the 6th.
Now Familia, usually the closer, but he threw 21 pitches here on Friday night, 24 last night. Well, the Mets have 51 saves on the year. Blevins has 1 of those. Addison Reed has 1. And Familia with a 49.
Bounced foul, 1 strike. Murphy 0 for 2, and we'll update since his recall here in September. 5 hits, 18 at bats. Trying to get aboard. And now 0-2. Rene Rivera behind the plate.
And they still have 10 guys on the bench. Darno out of the ball game.
I'll bet you that's something that changed next year, the new collective bargaining agreement. Rosario on the bench with his warm-up on. And Murphy on 3 pitches is a strikeout victim.
And Blevins picking up a strikeout. Well, high fastball right there. Murphy swinging through it.
Joe Mauer will hit next. 1 for 4 as a pinch hitter this year.
Mauer took a rare 0 for 6 in yesterday's ball game. 0 for 7 so far in the series with 3 walks.
And right away he's introduced to the strike zone of Ramon de Jesus. One strike. Off the end of the bat, backhanded by Rivera, throws on the run, got him. Good play by T.J. Rivera. Not well hit, but still a fine play by Rivera on his backhand side.
Very nice play by Rivera. The middle infielders, we saw Reynolds make a nice play in the 6th inning. And here Rivera going to his right. You see where he's playing Joe. And then on the run, making sure he's got something on that throw. Loney catching it high, but keeping his foot on the bag.
And Dan Warthen's going to jog to the mound here to remind Blevins of Dozier's production in the last 2 months. Mets have committed just 81 errors. And you're right, a couple of really nice plays by the middle infield. Dozier with 3 singles, 1 each in the 3 games. A solid line drive single in the 5th inning this afternoon.
Let's go, Jerry! Let's go, Freeman!
And a first pitch strike. On the outside corner.
And Brian doesn't like that call right there.
Gesturing with the left hand to Ramon de Jesus.
Fastball away. Rivera sits away. And it's outside.
It's a sweep by the Mets over the Twins.
Twins struck out 15 times here this afternoon. They had their chances, but the Mets end up sweeping the Twins.
And the road trip ends with a 2-5 mark. And a low scoring series here. The Mets in each game got 3 runs. Tom Hanneman in this case Friday night, Saturday night in extra innings, and again this afternoon 3 runs were enough.